The industry category recognises vitality and innovation in Irish business.
Tonight's contenders specialise in everything from the spring in your mattress to the bubbles in your drink. Among them, you'll find at least one galloping success story and even something for the weekend. Let's meet the first 4 finalists.
Corkman John Bowen has built his enterprise into one of Ireland's top 10 construction companies. At any one time, he can employ up to 1,000 people on projects as diverse as Ramco's Seven Heads gas field and the Mahon Point shopping centre.
I think entrepreneurship is all about embracing the possibilities of what can be, straying outside the box of certainty and comfort and complacency, and going out and creating something that didn't exist before, making it happen, and doing that with passion and hopefully with a bit of style. It's like the words of the poet Robert Service: we're always tired of the things that are, and we seek the strange and new.
Meet Peter Conlon of Xsil. His business is a global leader in the manufacture of micro-tools for the semiconductor industry. Xsil helps to make next year's must-have consumer goods smaller and smarter.
It's important that people like Ernst & Young run this type of competition so that they can create an environment of entrepreneurship. At least they can say that business is not all dirty. It's not about brown paper bags, planning permissions, but that some businesses are about creating value using intellectual skill from a small island off the west coast of Europe and trying to dominate niche markets worldwide. So it's a recognition, not just for the person, but for everyone in our organisation.
Next up is Kilkenny native Joe Connolly. His company Red Mills develops advanced feedstuffs for the agri-sector and the hugely competitive horse racing industry. It's always been a family affair for this century-old enterprise.
I come from a family business. In fact, my brothers and I, we run it as a team. To be shortlisted was a great surprise, number one. The confidence that this brings to the point where somebody says, yeah, you guys can do something right, and then you can go further with that confidence to say, well, obviously, if it worked at home, it'll work further afield.
In the 1970s, Pat Cooney spotted huge potential in a small bottling plant in Borrisoleigh. 3 decades on, the Gleeson Group has a turnover approaching €150 million, and it owns some of Ireland's best-known soft drink brands such as Finch's, Country Spring and Tipperary Water.
The day you stop going forward is when you begin to go backwards. And the business I'm in particular, there's a lot of consolidation and concentration going on. And if I'm not right there up at the top of the queue, I might well find myself at the bottom of the queue, and that's not the place we want to be. People have got to be able to see that you don't have to go abroad, that you can build a successful international business in Ireland. And I think that's what the Entrepreneurial Awards is very important in, highlighting all of the skills and making business fashionable and making business acceptable and making business to be respected and appreciated by the community at large.
Confidence, integrity and thinking outside the box. Yet another checklist for success. The question is, have we seen the overall winner yet? For tips on focus, perseverance and how to lead from the front, let's meet another 4 contenders for the Industry Award.
In 1994, Michael Hoey transformed the family farm into a modern food company. By adding value to the humble spud, Country Crest now employs more than 80 people at their North Dublin location.
For me to be shortlisted has been something that you could only ever have dreamed of. I have followed it for many years, and to suddenly find yourself in the same position has been fantastic. If it meant by winning it that you were able to put a light out in the fog for somebody who was trying to do the same thing and to achieve business in this hard world, well then definitely, yes, I would like to win it.
Next up is Derek Hughes. 20 years ago, he transformed a wholesale business into Hughes & Hughes bookstores. By adding the Insomnia coffee chain to the stable, the company is now positioned to double its outlets within a year.
My personal philosophy in business is just to keep rowing. If you stop rowing, you go backwards in life, or you go backwards in business. I realise that I owe everything within Hughes & Hughes and Insomnia to my colleagues. They're the real heroes. I'm just delighted for them that we have got some accolade, and it's fantastic to be shortlisted.
Meet Tosh Kellett. He manufactures Respa beds for domestic and export markets, employing 150 people in his Oldcastle plant, one of the most sophisticated in Europe.
My hobby is beds. Everywhere I go in the world, I look at what I'm sleeping on, I turn it upside down, the feet in it, and see, can I learn anything? I'm only the figurehead, the fella that people know in the company, but there are 140 other people in that company that work very, very hard. It would be fantastic if we did win it. It would really push the name of our company into the highlights.
Sam Macaulay leads the largest Irish-owned chain of chemists in the country. When his father founded the business, there was just one shop in Enniscorthy, but an expansion programme has seen the group open in 15 locations, becoming a one-stop shop for health and beauty.
Obviously, it's a great honour to have been shortlisted, and I think it's a great credit to all of the team to have achieved the nomination. You kind of never take a seat on the sideline and admire what you're doing. You just keep on doing what you do naturally, and it seems to flow. And suddenly, perhaps when you do reflect, you're probably surprised at what you've achieved.
As he joins us to reveal the Industry Entrepreneur of the Year, please welcome the Ernst & Young partner in charge of these awards, Enda Kelly.
Judging by the quality of the 8 finalists in this year's award, Irish business has never been in better shape. The Ernst & Young Industry Entrepreneur of the Year is Peter Conlon.
Chose Peter Conlon as serial entrepreneur because Xsil is a prime example of a technology company staying quite literally at the cutting edge of semiconductor research and development. They may use the world's tiniest tools, but this was no small achievement.
As usual in our business, the cheques always go to Ernst & Young. They never come back. I'd like to thank Ernst & Young for this fantastic evening this evening. It's a great honour for me to accept this award, particularly given the calibre of the competition. And I accept it on behalf of 2 teams. My home team, Darren and the 4 girls, who have been very tolerant of all the travel I do and who've been exceptionally tolerant of the time I spend at home. And then to everyone in Xsil, really, I accept this on behalf of you because it's people who make companies successful, and all of those, or some of them, are down at that very noisy table 43. Thank you.